if it wasn't for the people that were involved in my streams and showing support and my mods mainly, my main mods, I probably would have given up.
Welcome everybody to the Nation Underground. Thank you for joining us. This is the Nation Underground podcast. What we're doing tonight is this month, the entire month, is a segment on mental health behind what the content creators face. Please, one thing I ask is please be very, very respectful of the creator. No rude comments.
I'll just kick your ass
Yeah.
if you do anything like that.
I was gonna say. So on with the show. So starting off with, give us a little rundown who you are for those that don't know you, that want to meet a furry.
Yeah, I am a cartoon person on the internet. I live in VR. I'm just kidding. You know, it's like those teachers that you have when you're a kid, right? And you think that the teacher lives at school. I live here. This is my world. No, but I started VR because I was on bed rest and I needed like an escape of my mind. And this was back in, I think, not last February, but the one prior to that. So 2021.
Yeah.
I think is when I started.
Sounds about right.
And I dove in full force like everybody else that has VR. They don't typically go in a little bit, they go in all the way if they can. So this just became my life. And once I got off bed rest and had my surgery, I started dancing and started taking classes in VR. And that's pretty much like, it was like, woohoo, I'm not bound to bed anymore. I'm gonna go live my life and accomplish these goals that I have for myself to be healthy. And well, I do eat a lot of McDonald's, so I don't know how healthy I really am, but yeah, just
I know that feeling.
I don't know. It was just because I wasn't in bed 24/7 and I wasn't experiencing a whole bunch of pain. I dove headfirst into VR and never looked back, and met an amazing amount of people that I consider my best friends. And yeah.
So what made you take on the role as a furry?
So it's an I can't say the word, anamorphic version of yourself. So basically anything that you consider furry, you just kind of become this alternate self. And I didn't really, once I became one, or I had the group of friends that I met that were, I noticed how accepting and loving they were. And then that's when I was like, I want to be one too. So it wasn't really till I discovered VR that I really love the furry side of life. And everyone's just been really rad. Like, they've just, the community itself is very accepting. And at least the people that I have met have been very accepting and loyal and just really cool people. So I thought it was different, and it was something that I wasn't ashamed of, and I told everybody, and now here we are.
Okay, how long have you been streaming? Is this the first time that you've ever attempted streaming was with a VR, or did you do it before?
No. So I was on Mixer, which is now a non-existent platform. And I was actually, funny enough, I was doing GTA roleplay. Or not GTA roleplay, but I was doing GTA money lobby, like grinding for money, basically. And which is so weird to think about now, but I really liked it. And I was streaming like 10 to 12 hours per day. I was loving it. I had like a little community of people that would follow around, and then Mixer died and I came over to Twitch. I was already set on Twitch. I wasn't even fucking with Facebook or any of those other places. I was just like, whatever, Twitch is cool, so I'll go over there. And then I got injured right as I switched over. So I had about 10,000 followers over on Mixer. I had been streaming since 2019 is when I started streaming. I was streaming from my Xbox, and I had an Xbox and controller, and then I invested in one PC. I ended up selling that PC and upgrading to another one. And then I realized, oh shit, this computer cannot run VR. Once I found VR, I upgraded to two VR to two computers. So it was just kind of like this whirlwind. Like once I discovered VR, that's when the real money started. Like I dipped into a lot of the family funds. Like I was destined to do this. I was determined to do this. I was focused to do this, and I wouldn't let anything stop me because I knew I loved streaming, but I didn't feel like I had a niche yet,
Yeah.
like I did with GTA. And I knew I wanted to find something, and back then there weren't that many people streaming VR at all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I started streaming this in like last year. But it wasn't until I started dancing that it really took off.
What was one of the things that was major that was a struggle for you in the last couple of years that really took a toll on you?
Honestly, it was burnout. Um, I was doing the whole Discord thing, and this was back before I started dancing. I was doing a lot of TikToks because instead of finding myself doing streaming, I found TikTok, and I was doing a lot of wholesome family content. Um, I had like up to like I don't know 40 avatars or something, and then I just wasn't feeling like I was like really liking that. I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I liked streaming. Um, but back then I was I had a very active Discord, and I was like, I think I want to do a little bit more adult-like content now, not stream-wise, but like mostly like other places, other Twitter. And so that's when I closed my Discord because I was like, I don't want to mix the TikTok crowd with the riskier side of life. So I just shut my Discord down. But back when I was doing Discord and the community and the meetups and uh everything, I was so tired, and it just didn't make any sense to tire myself out when I wasn't really getting anything in return at all. Like I wasn't, and that sounds so fucking horrible, but like I wasn't getting anything out of it. I was more or less burning myself so hard to please so many people where it was just wearing on me. And I was like, I've had enough. I'm gonna not be reachable. I'm gonna do things that I want to do. I'm gonna I'm just gonna focus all of my on myself and get myself where I want to be. And that's when I started dancing a lot. And um I think honestly, I think too many of these streamers focus too much on community, and as weird as that sounds, it burns a lot of us out. Like every day there was some kind of movie night or game night or
Okay.
and I don't know, it could have been just my community in general because my community was a lot of TikTok kids. So they're like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy." And I was just like,
Oh.
I I don't want to be someone's babysitter like 24/7. And then I was doing like the whole mental health thing. I was doing, you know, Friday night talking about mental health, and I was hearing all these problems all the time, and it's like I'm nobody's therapist. I just want to be myself, and I just want to. I hate you, Snowy. I hate. I knew somebody in chat was gonna say that. Chat,
Mame.
you hear me? But yeah, I was just really tired, and then that's when I was like, no more. I'm just gonna focus on myself and do what I like, and yeah, it was honestly the burnout though for me. I mean, I had days where I would call my mods just crying. Like, I'm so tired. I don't know where to put this energy. Like, I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to do anything for... Now they're all fucking saying, "Mommy, sorry." I love you guys.
That's
But
okay. That just means you have a tight community. So
oh, but yeah, I do enjoy the relaxedness of streaming. Like, because I don't have to say like I have a community and this night and this night and this night and this night. Like, yes, there's a bunch of really awesome people that I know, but I technically don't really have like a per se of community because I don't really want to invest in that anymore. Like, I love everyone. I love in chat and I love learning about them, but that's it. Like, I don't want to know about I don't know. I just don't want to do it anymore and I'm okay with it and it feels good like cuz I'm having fun and they see that I'm having fun, but there was a lot of months where I was not having fun.
you know, we all want to be connected. We all want to, you know, feel wanted and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess I never really thought about that
But
till
the
now.
inside is what matters the most. Like, if you don't feel like something is off, like something is not right, something I'm doing too much of this or too much of that, there's probably a reason for it. And I was tapped out. I was
Yeah.
really tapped out. And my mods were running thin too, like they were really tired and it just none of that was worth the brain
So,
freaking out.
so yeah, so it doesn't just affect, see, it does not affect the streamer, it affects everybody that's a part of the community sooner or later. I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of
I'll
mods,
tell you.
I know,
Mhm.
I don't think anybody has asked, but just in case anybody wants to know later on that's watching, the her guest that is sitting on her lap is her mod.
Mhm. Yeah, she's always with me in every stream. She looks after me like a real amazing mom, sister, friend. Like, she's always here. So it's pretty awesome to have somebody so consistently there for you. She's a big supporter and a big backbone for me, and yeah, I don't think I would be able to do anything without her, truly. She does a lot of my clothing for my avatar.
Oh wow.
Like I said, she like runs tech support when I'm live to make sure things are sounding good because I'm only minimized to the game, so I can't really see my stream
Oh, okay.
because it's on a different computer. So it's like uh she's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's nowhere I would be. In fact, the little emote that they're spamming in chat is her. It's one of my favorites.
And her name is
But
Shine, right?
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's cool. I don't know why that timer still, sorry, it's not Taylor takedown. The timer didn't change, so um no, that just amazed me because that's the first time I've ever heard somebody say that community could be too much. And but it makes sense.
That's just in my experience. I mean, it might not be like that for everyone. And
Well,
I think because a lot of the community that I had at the time came from TikTok. So there were a lot of kids in there. And that's why when I decided to start dancing and be a little bit more risky, I was not about to jump in and open the Discord up because I didn't want to combine the two.
no,
Um,
but yeah, I mean that, like I
so
said, that makes
yeah.
sense. That makes total sense.
Mhm.
Um
And honestly, I don't know if a lot of people are willing to admit that running a Discord is a lot of work. Like
Oh,
running community is a lot of work, but it is truly a lot of work. And um, you know, it has its benefits, but like everything else, it has its cons too. So, um, it was just my experience, and I'm a lot happier now not doing any of that.
well, that's good. Yeah, because burnout hits us all. I mean, and it goes to show burnout hits us all in different areas of our career, our content career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Like, my main focus now though is really getting involved in dance. Like, I'm in two different dance academies. I do one that's like, uh, I do belly dancing, hip hop. Like, there's just a whole list of classes that I'm taking, which I've been so bad at lately.
oh wow,
But
okay,
yeah, and then there's another fundamentals type of an academy. So that's all in VR, and I'm just trying to like keep really educated with it. Kind of come up with new things so I'm not doing the same old stuff all the time. Uh Trying to constantly update my avatar clothing because it's nice to look at something different every once in a while. And there's a lot of work that goes into trying to make everything look really good, fun, exciting, and but it's so worth it. Like I have this is probably the best time that I've had in my life, honestly. I'm not even lying. Like it's just I'm having a blast
oh
and
you
I'm
can
really
tell you're
grateful that
having
I can
fun.
do this. I do. And like I said, I'm truly grateful for the friends that I have made through VR because a lot of them have become my mods, become my backbone, and it's really incredible. I know some really incredible people. So I would not be able to do that without their support because you can't run a show without a good crew, you know?
That is very true. You're very lucky to have your own friends that would help you out. That's awesome.
I know.
And it
I
take
really
I'm sure
am.
it probably takes a lot of the pressures off.
It totally does. Um, like I have one person right now that's there's going to be some changes to the stream aesthetically, so that's really exciting. I have one person that's like really diving in there and trying to help me with that. Um, there's lots of things that I'm trying to always constantly work on to make things better or make things different or um and I honestly don't think I could be doing both Discord and that focus and then dance. Like I think I'm a stress case. I don't think I could be able to do that. But um it's a lot of fun.
But I know, like you said, I know you said that back in, what was it? Was it back in November, December when you had your back surgery?
December, yeah.
Um, I mean, because you said you started VR because of those issues. And I mean, okay, I'm going to say one thing. I was kind of curious. It's like, why not? Why do you not like to use your camera? Because I mean, to show your real self. Is it just something that you feel more comfortable doing this, or like,
Because I feel so good. Like when I'm in VR, I want to show it to the world, I guess.
okay,
Um, and I've invested in a lot of money in like
yeah.
a lot of money. Uh, a lot of money. Like a lot of money in tracking and other stuff. So like
I mean,
I don't know.
I was just kind of curious because I know a lot of people are afraid to like put their turn their cams on. They're afraid of being behind the camera, but they
No,
like being behind the stream. But
I'm I'm not afraid of that.
okay,
I feel like people would enjoy seeing my face, but I feel too that you're also portraying a character, and if you were to break that character, you would maybe lose interest in people.
yeah,
Thinking, I know this sounds really weird, but it seems for social media, a lot of people connect to the character and the image of the character, and they don't really want to see you. So it's more about maintaining this character than it is really anything for me. It's like, who the fuck wants to see who's inside Mickey Mouse?
Very true.
You know,
Very
I don't
true.
fucking care about who's inside Mickey Mouse.
Very true.
But
no, do you see? Because I know there's something going around because they were talking. I mean, there's talk about talking about characters getting into character, staying in character. Because I know there's a lot of. I have a few friends that have characters that they do during the stream. Not VR, just they put a mask on or something like that. But Psycho,
like
was
Psycho,
one yeah.
Yeah.
There's a thing going around I've seen on the internet, and people have been talking about it. Some of the ones like the movie stars and stuff like that that get deep into character and stuff like that to the point to where it messes with their psyche. Because there's so many.
I don't think I'm a furry.
No.
Like, I mean, I don't think I'm yellow. Like, I know I'm not yellow. It'd be cool to be yellow, but yeah, I think I would. I don't know. Like, I get what you mean. Like,
do you think? Yeah, because do you think that being in virtual reality? I would say yes. We're at the age of now. I don't think it would be a big thing. I think our mind would know. Okay, we've gone too far in virtual reality. It's time to get out or something like that. Other than the younger crowd that's gotten in. Well, no. I mean, I know you're a hell of a lot younger than I am, but.
Wait, what? No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
We'll discuss that after the stream. Do what?
Wait, no. I genuinely want to know.
Oh.
Do you think how old do you think I am?
In your 30s?
Aww. So nice. I'm 43.
That's still I'm 50.
Okay, but you're not that much older than me.
No, and 50 is really not old either. I mean, that's the other thing. It's like age is really not a thing anymore.
It's old for VR though.
50?
Everyone on this platform is super young. They're like 20s, 30s. There are coming up now that Christmas passed. There's more older people getting on. Thank God. But like they're discovering like, oh hey, this is actually kind of cool because we're stuck in this real weird world at the moment. So,
but
between COVID and
So how did COVID was probably really good for you because everybody was inside.
It was. COVID was great. But no, like I don't know, like I guess to answer your question about messing with my psyche, I mean, there are times where Papa's an older male. Well, if Papa's older like us too. Guess with messing with my psyche, there has been times where I've stayed in VR far too long, far too many days. And then I get off and I'm like, ugh, reality. Oof, like but like trying to place something on like a counter that's not there because you're in virtual reality, like you're like, oh, fucking dumbass, like this is not my actual table. Or like, that kind of stuff. Or I don't know how to explain it, but I guess that is probably the extent of messing with the psyche, unless you develop like a relationship or something like that. Then it really kind of gets to you, because then you're like, I developed this relationship, this friendship with somebody, and I can't touch them, but I'm hugging them. So that can mess with you a little bit. But other than that, I think those are like the two big things. I have actually had like, I feel like I'm addicted too much, so I'm like kind of like fiending for my VR. I was really proud of myself though. Yesterday I stayed off all day, and usually stream days I stay off all day unless I have dance. but it just, I know there's certain things that like kind of fuck with you that you catch yourself doing at home where you're like, oh, I wish I could just like block this. Oh, wait, I can't block this person. Or like, I wish I could mute you. Or like, you can't mute them. Or I wish I could just like turn off my earmuffs. Like that kind of stuff is like, you know, because there's so many controls that you have over sounds and things like that where you go into the real world, you're like, noise. How do I fucking figure this out? But
I mean,
yeah,
so
like,
what are some, I mean, for people that do get into VR, is there any dangers with virtual reality, like in the chat rooms and stuff like that? Is it, I mean, do you still have some of like the
gosh.
real world problems inside the chat rooms that you
Oh
do out?
yeah. There are some serious issues going on in VR chat right now with like pedophilia, and zoophilia, and you know, just like anything in the real world, it's always going to be there. It's just a matter of protecting your kids. Do not get your kids VR chat, for God's sake. Do not get your kids VR chat unless you're going to sit there and watch them all the time, because there are people that would just come up to you, find out you're a kid, and boom, you're in. You know, it's a scary place for kids. I don't recommend it whatsoever. VR chat, that is.
Yeah.
The other games on VR are pretty safe, like Rec Room or what's the other one? Beat Saber or
Beat
anything
Saber.
like that. But as far as like VR chat, do not let them. Okay, listen to me.
Well,
Don't
no,
do it.
I would say
Don't do it.
wow, I mean, that kind of stuff has got into VR. That is crazy.
Oh yeah. It's the specific game that I play, and a lot of the people in chat play is VR chat. So it's where you're sitting in a world, and you're the one that I'm always using. There is another one that a lot of people use. There's a few that, but they're a little bit more complicated, and they're connected to PC. So I don't think it's not as kid friendly. But VR chat is very kid friendly. So
Yeah.
I don't recommend VR chat for kids at all. In fact, I feel like it should be an 18 over game.
I was gonna say,
Truly.
I honestly thought it always was. That is crazy.
No.
That is crazy.
No. I mean, if you're a new user for VR, I would just understand, like, if you are gonna get into VR, and just know that it's expensive. It's an expensive hobby. I wish somebody would have said, hey, this is generally about what you're gonna spend on doing this. You know, I had to upgrade my computer to make it run. I had to make it sure it would run VR, because when I was streaming it at the time, I was on my old computer and it was just lagging and all kinds of things. And I was like, what's wrong? Why can't I stream this? It should be easy. It's not. And then investing in a bigger headset and then investing in full body. It's so much fucking money. And it's been a great hobby. Like, I don't ever want to consider this my job, because I want to have a fallback. But it's definitely fun and a good time. But I don't ever want to consider this my job. Unless it's just like throwing fucking thousands of dollars at me, then I will.
So
But
in the VR world, do people struggle like with the same mental struggle? Do you run into a lot of people that like to just talk about mental stuff in the VR? I mean, I know most of your community's that, but
what do you mean? Like, give me an example.
I mean, like, they come to you since they know you as a mom figure. Do you have like a lot of your VR community, like,
They
inside
used
the
to.
virtual world, come to you and like talk to you about their daily issues and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
They used to, when I was a lot more like, come to me for anything, to anyone, and I was getting real burnt out of that.
Okay.
It doesn't happen as much anymore, because number one, I'm not a professional, and I discovered that through doing like a lot of these group therapy sessions that I would do in Discord. I would say I'm not a professional, I'm just giving mom advice, And then they would start coming at me all the time with all their problems. And I'm like, that's when it really started to burn me out. And as much as I cared for all these people, it was really starting to tax me out. And I was like, look, I am very sorry. I don't want to come off like I didn't care, but I'm truly sorry you're going through this. But I recommend you talking to somebody that could really help you on the weekly basis, because these are struggles that you're continuously having. I can be there for you. I can be there for you, saying if you are desperate, get in a call with me and I'll call the therapist with you.
Yeah.
But I can't make it a habit, and I can't do that for my own self because I have A, B, and C going on this week. My weeks are filling up like crazy. So it's a tough nail to swallow when it comes to community and asking for help and being their supportive system. It's like, we're not therapists. We're just individual people. And as much as we want to be there for everyone, we can't.
Yeah.
So,
now,
it's a tough one.
Do you have, I mean, does your family get behind you on this? I mean, do you have a lot of family
my family
support?
is, they're all really supportive. I mean, they know I do internet and gaming, but they don't technically know the extent of everything.
They don't know the inside of what you do. So, I mean, has there been any, I mean, like I said, I don't know, do you think that the VR, the dancing and everything else is what's helped you like recover from your back surgery? Was that like a motivation to do more, to get back into it?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when I had that surgery, I remember going in for the surgery thinking, oh my God, this could kill me. And then coming out and having absolutely zero pain. Like, I was in pain 24/7. I couldn't sit. I couldn't stand. The only thing that was comfortable was laying flat. So it was a real big mind fuck for me. So then once I had no pain, I was like, girl, I am skydiving. Like, I am going for this. And I'm so glad I did. Yeah, it feels really good to be back to myself. I feel like everybody's gonna have an up and down. And no matter where you meet them in their life, they're gonna either have an up or down when you meet them. And when I met you, I was in a very big down.
Yeah.
And I'm up now, and it feels incredible. Like I'll be honest with you, this room expansion has like really put fire under my ass to stick to my schedule, to carry on with my schedule, to go to sleep early, to like I'm setting goals for myself, not just because it's New Year's, but just to set goals for myself and say these are the things I want to accomplish in this amount of time. And it's really nice to like feel that way again, because before I was not that way. I was just like, what if the surgery kills me?
Yeah.
Like, that's all I was focused on. So now that I'm alive and well, I want to learn about these dance moves. I want to be a better entertainer. I want to put on a show,
Being a content creator, is it strenuous on a relationship?
Absolutely. It's a really complicated, slippery slope to be a content creator and have a relationship or be married, or it's a really slippery, because there's no real time frame. Like, I don't go to work from 9 to 6. I could be working from 6 in the morning till midnight sometimes, or like, just depending on the day and what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do. It's really hard on a family and really hard on a relationship to carry on and have time for everybody. And that is the honest to God's biggest struggle for me right now, is the people that have been there for me consistently before I really started to sail with this whole stuff. Like, before I noticed the boom or the spike in, the Twitch and the Twitter and all of that. People were used to me being around, and now I feel like I have A, B, C, D, and E, and F, and G to all scram in the week. And it's really difficult. And, you know, like as bad as I feel for the people that I've made a relationship with or made a friendship with, or it's really hard to manage that and content creation, putting yourself on social media, doing at least, you know, X amount of tweets, X amount of posting on social media. You got to go in, you got to find the world, you got to make sure the trackers are working. Like there's always something, and it's not easy to maintain a relationship doing all of it. Even friendships, it's really difficult, and I have suffered a lot of losses because of it. But I feel like anything you really put your mind to, whether it be working too much or exercising too much, you're gonna have something that you lose, as well as, you know, getting a benefit from it. So yeah, I feel really good in the successful department as far as like content and as far as like streams, and I feel like those are super successful, but right now my friendships are kind of suffering. And so I'm trying to balance that out, and you know, I'm making promises to friends like, okay, Thursday at 7 o'clock, like I have to literally schedule my friends inside, because it if I don't, it's not going to happen, and it's so shitty, but I feel like that's the only way it'll work, you know. And
Yeah.
put on top of that, being a mother to 2 children, it's not the easiest. So there's definitely been those struggles too, like for sure. But
Have you got to a point to where you're starting to find balance?
I am, yeah. It helps to have a calendar in front of me. Like I have to write everything down so I don't forget, because I am my own boss type of thing. So it's like uh it can get quite overwhelming, but in the end, like nothing truly matters more than my family or friends. Like in the end, if somebody's calling me and they're like, I really need you, I'm there in a drop of a hat. I don't care if I have to cancel dance class, you know, cancel dance, cancel streams, whatever. Like if somebody really truly needs me, I will drop everything to be there for them and show them that I care. But it does take a toll. Like when friends say that they don't see me as much as they used to, or we never hang out. Well, granted, I mean, I'm on VR to like produce content. So if I'm on VR on Red, I'm usually trying to record something or make some type of content, or, you know, just it's not a normal, like people go onto VR chat to chill and hang out. I'm typically lately I've been chilling a lot more, but it suffers in my content, you know, if I'm not uploading or doing something like that. So
Yeah.
I just really have to watch my balance, and that
Uh,
can be a lot sometimes.
do you believe that some of these creators that sit there and just blow up overnight or blow up over a post?
I think gradual is always better. It's like I look at it as like weight loss. Like you want something healthy, you got to work for it and make it happen over time, or it's gonna not have the outcome that you want, you know? It's like rushing into a relationship. You don't want to rush into a relationship because you really don't know who that person is. You don't know what they are like, that type of thing. So I think anything is good answer for gradual. I think sure there's times where people have blown up, but maybe they're not knowledgeable enough in the aspect of streaming, or maybe they're not knowledgeable in the aspect of educating themselves on how to be a better marketer. You know, there's always things that are in the back of my mind that I want to try to tackle to know more of. You know, maybe they're you know, clout chasing or what have you on other streamers, and streamers are opinionating themselves about them. There's always something that comes along the lines with just taking your time is better than just blowing up, because there's so many factors that you don't think of that could benefit or break you or make you. So there's a good example with blowing up. I knew somebody that blew up really fast, and they couldn't sustain themselves. Like they were just never posting. I'm like, bro, you gotta keep, you want to keep this, right? You gotta put effort into it. Otherwise it's just gonna fall away. And yeah, sure as shit, it did. And um it's it looks so fun and easy, but when you get down to it, it's a lot of work. It's not bad work, but it's just a lot of work and time consuming. Um
Anybody that overthinks content creating is just sitting behind the camera and doing this. It's not. I mean, she's a prime example of what it takes to put just one stream together. Content creating is just a very mentally draining, but it's rewarding in the end. But
it is. And like there's this I used to be a barber for 11 years. Well, actually it's more like 13 now. But like
really,
I got injured from barbering from, using a clipper. I had like 19 clients per day, so I was going and going and
wow.
going. And this is what I did before content creation. But I was really obsessed with hair, and I was always educating myself and always taking classes, and then I became an educator for other shops and salons. And I find myself doing that with content creation. Like I'm constantly wanting to know more. I want to talk to these people that do really good marketing or they are really successful. And I constantly want to be surrounded by content creators because that's what I do as well. So it's like there's so many things that I want to learn and make sure I'm doing right and to save myself, but at the same time also show people that I care and I truly care about this and I want to do this because I like it so much. But not get anything back. Like I don't care about getting anything back. I just want to do it because I love it. And I don't know, the same drive that I had for hair is also now in content creation. So that's pretty exciting. Like it's an exciting feeling to have. It's exciting to be around motivational people that are excited about content because you're doing it. And I guess just surrounding yourself with people if you are wanting to get into content creation as well. Know that it is a lot of hard work, but I feel like if you surround yourself with the right positive people or people that are, role models for you,
Yeah.
that could be good or bad because they could either have a bad side or good side.
Well, I can tell you right now,
But
she would be a good role model and a good teacher.
no,
So now, does your kids and everything, do they get involved with the VR? No.
no. Mm-mm.
Do they have uh, do they have like a want to? Have they ever asked you to like show them? No.
No, they don't, they don't really, they're kind of like Xbox players, so they don't really,
Just give me the
they don't want to
controller
get
and the
off
game and I'm
GTA,
good.
basically. Yeah, they don't really care about it. They know it's kind of my thing, and they don't want to really mix it with things that I do, which is fine by me.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
I just know a lot of times it's like, especially with content creating,
Shut up, food man. Listen, it's exercise, okay? It's not what you
added a
think.
pole in the middle of the room.
I did just get a pole.
Hey, there's a lot of people that are doing it, but it is an exercise, really, guys. It is an exercise.
That's why I want to do it. It's more or less, I mean, there's a few reasons why I want to do it, but
Yeah.
like the main reason is because I really want to work out my core. I want to get rid of this fucking stomach that I have. So it's like I'm putting my whole pole up tonight and I'm excited. But like I can't do that on stream because I'll totally get banned.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
I've gotten banned for that before. I had a virtual reality pole in the background of my stream and I got banned for 3 days.
So how are all these other
I'm not
people
even lying.
how are all these other people having polls in their streams?
Because they
crazy.
titled it as exercise. It's all about tricking Twitch.
It's all tricking the
So
algorithm.
if you're saying you're dancing and my title was dancing for you and then had a pole in the background, they're like, oh, okay, perfect, ban her.
Mm.
Even though I wasn't even dancing around it, nothing. It was just the background. I'm just excited. I'm excited for new things this year. Like,
So
it's gonna be a good year.
do you think that helps take some of the pressures off of what you get done? Finding new things to make it easier. Finding new things to make content, because I mean, content's hard nowadays. I mean,
Right. I mean, I think importantly is finding your niche or whatever the fuck you want to say, how you ever say it.
yeah.
Is finding your thing and just going full force at it, finding whatever is good for you and whatever you feel good at about it. Oh my God, I can't word. Find whatever you feel is good for you and just go full force. Like, I think that's what people enjoy more than anything. And so if somebody's really good at reacting, that's their thing. But like, I feel like that anybody that just jumps on the bandwagon type of thing, it's just going to get dry and they're going to move on to the next thing, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, like I personally just, I will dance until my wheels fall off, I guess, you
Yep.
know?
But that's another thing. I mean, you do a lot of, I mean, okay, so people, like you said, you put a lot of money into your setup. You put a lot of money into what you do. And I know people think they have to have a lot of money to make it big. Stress of being, trying to think that you need more tech and stuff like that. Did that affect you, like when you first started, that, oh, I need this, I need that? You said you dipped into the family funds to get your stuff going, but
Absolutely.
is that something that really
Hmm.
resonated with you and said, oh my God, I don't know which one to do? Either keep it in the savings
Not
or
so
do
much I
this,
didn't know
or
what to do. It was more or less like I really wanted my character to come to life. And like having half body, I just didn't feel. When I say half body, I didn't have full body at the time. So I only had hands and a headset.
yeah.
And um I wanted her to come to life. Like I really wanted people to believe like, yo, she's got I don't fucking know what I I don't know what I was thinking, but I just wanted her to come to life. And then I made that happen and then became more obsessed and was like, "Oh my God." Like it just gets worse. Like you get a headset, right? And then you find out there's better headsets that last longer. So you're like, "Okay, I'm going to get that headset instead." Then you get full body and then you want more trackers because you're a dancer and you want all the limbs to move, which is my fucking struggle now. I literally have 2 more trackers on the way. They should be here like any minute now. So I'm up to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm up to 6 tracking. The highest you can go is 8. So I have 2 more knees to get and then I'm done. And I just feel like there's always another. But granted, I didn't feel this way until I started dancing. Because before, when I wasn't dancing, I was fine. I was like, all I need is legs. We're good. I'm cool. But now that I started dancing, I was like, if I get these trackers, I can move this part of my body. If I get this tracker, I can move that part of my body. So,
But
yeah,
it's an
that's the
investment.
fuckery with.
Does that help with your mental focus on everything, is like planning out ahead and kind of like seeing this is where I want to be, and kind of like
Yes.
making like a budget of I mean, I know we never stay on budget. I know I don't. I never stay on budget.
What's a budget?
Okay. See? Yeah.
Hey, do you need a Shure mic?
A sure mic. No, I've got 3 mics laying around here somewhere.
No, this is a $400 mic I can
Yeah.
sell you. What are you doing?
Um,
It's so good.
no, I like the Sures, but
How about a Go XLR? Do you need a Go XLR? I
no,
have a Go XLR large.
I have one of those too.
Damn it.
I don't have a Sure. I have a Sure knockoff.
Listen, there's nothing like the Shure, okay? The Shure is a god mic, and I don't even use it. And I also have a Rode arm mic.
So
I have
what are you using right
probably
now?
between the two, I have a Shure mic, which was $400. I have a Go XLR large, which was $500. And then the arm was $100. So I'm sitting at 1,000 plus, just sitting and collecting dust
Wow.
over there.
There you go. Good times. Do you need some more equipment? He's trying to get back
Anybody
into.
needs
He's
some
getting back into
equipment?
streaming.
Yeah, let's go. Buy off me. I'll sell it for you for cheap. I'll sell it as a bundle deal, okay?
You can't get a Go XLR for under 500 or under $600 anymore.
Nope.
But
And they're great. They are a lifesaver. But with the two connections with the PCs and then trying to get it working into my headset, it's useless. I can't even use it.
yeah, my fear. I spent almost a year figuring out how to set it up to where I mean, I still get. I don't know. Yeah, they're good. 2 PC setups are good for if it's all you do is this gaming, but it's like, I don't know. I'm really wanting to go back to a one PC setup just to do the podcast thing and then put the
Oh,
gaming
I
in a
have
separate.
hit that I have hit that nail so many times. It is such a pain in the ass. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to sound ungrateful for the things I have, but it
It
is so
sounded
much
good in the
easier with
beginning.
one. Yeah, it's so much easier with one computer.
Everybody makes it look
Right,
easy
Shine?
on YouTube.
Shine has lived the misery of my 2 PC setup. She has been countless. She has spent countless hours. That's her
She's
yes,
like,
that's
yeah.
her jump for yes. She has spent countless hours trying to perfect all the sounds for stream. And she, like I said, I would not be here without her because
No, I totally get it.
man, the heartache we had.
It took me 6 months to get the guts to actually move into this room because I didn't want to tear down
Mhm.
out of the other room because
Yeah.
because I was in that
Yeah, I
room for
just
2.5 years and
mhm.
it shows it.
Yeah.
All the dust bunnies that were hiding behind all the monitors and the equipment. It's like, oh my
Oh
god.
god, those are so real, aren't they? I literally okay, so I expanded my room, right? So I have basically my living room was converted into my I took a little bit of my living room because I have a large living room. I converted that into a stream room. So it's like long and narrow, right? And then I have a closet that was attached to that wall, but it was a walk-in closet. So half of it was just honestly storage anyway. So we knocked down that wall and it became a larger space so I can put my desk into where the closet was. So the closet's out of the way. I can now officially just like run laps in this room. It's nothing, there's nothing in this room. It is literally nothing in this room and I can just use it for VR
That is
and my
nice.
dancing and it's great.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of putting that back there because I was going to make that the podcast station, but
Mhm.
I've got to get a different setup when it comes to microphones because the one I bought one of these little rinky dink ones, a couple
Mhm.
years ago, a portable one, and it sounds like crap. So,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, no, that, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, tech but I look at it as an investment. Everybody else looks at it as like my wife, she looks at it as what are you spending money on today? She gives me that look.
Oh, that
Um,
is there's I feel like you were asking earlier, like, is there something you're always trying to upgrade? Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to VR, everything is upgradable.
yeah,
Even your track straps. Like, I'm already having issues with my track straps. Gotta go to Amazon, get more track straps. Like, uh, there's always something I feel like you could possibly, like, even if it's 30-40 bucks, like, especially as add a VR streamer to that, and it's just like, yeah, you're doomed. I mean, okay, let me just give you an example. I could probably count the amount that I have in here, but if I got robbed, I'd be fucked. Literally.
I know.
I need to make this like my safe place.
I literally have security cameras on this room just for that fact because
Not a bad idea.
I set to the front of the house and my window's in the front of the house and it's off the street.
Mhm.
And so it's like I literally
Yeah.
have a security camera looking out the window and looking in the room. So,
Yeah.
and it alerts me if anybody comes in here.
Mhm.
But
It's good.
not that I don't trust my wife or anybody else. It's just that I don't, don't trust in it because there ain't nothing in here. But
What are you doing in there? Let's just check
yeah,
the
yeah,
cams.
yeah. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, and yeah, we do invest a lot of money, and that's what I like to call it. It is an investment because yes, once you find your niche or niche or like you said, I don't know which way to say
Yeah.
it's right.
What is the right way to say that word? Because I feel
I think
like
it
I
depends
have
on where you're
always had the
from.
longest trouble.
Uh,
I
uh,
think it's niche.
yeah, I think the dictionary term for it's niche, but
Tomato, tomato.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that's a. So, do you think that's like the very first thing that you need to figure out once you I would say
Get
like
into VR?
once you sit down and get all the like your tech and everything else set out, or do you think you should find a niche before you start upgrading your tech?
Oh, you should definitely find a niche before you start grading your tech.
Because
Because it's like, okay, put it this way. Like you think about it going to school,
Mhm.
right? And studying a certain subject. What are you going to do with your life? Okay, like what career path do you want to take? I think it's a lot similar to that. It's like, what career path do you want to take in streaming or VR? Then, like, make that your focus and just shoot for the stars. Like, just go for it. Um, because then, like, you could buy all this equipment and be like, oh no, that's not what I needed. You know what I mean? Um,
It's kind of like buying the
and
wrong
who
book for
has
the
money for
classes.
that?
It's kind of like you buy a book for one semester and then change your semester for the next semester to a different subject.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I did that. And when I was in college, I went from like one to, and then I moved up to where I'm at now, and I totally changed it to a totally opposite end of the world of what I was
Mhm.
doing semester or major.
I love I am, like when my kids got old enough cuz they're going to be in college soon. Like they're only like 2 years shy of being in college.
Wow.
And I was like, "Okay, look, I support you in whatever you want to do. But you always need to you need to have a backup plan no matter what, right?" So like for me for this, like I love this, but I need a backup plan and I can't use hair anymore cuz I just can't do that. So I'm thinking about going back to school for phlebotomy. And it's like, when do I have time to do that right now? I'm having the time of my life. I don't want to do that yet, but I
What
need a backup plan.
what is that? What would you say?
Oh,
Phlebotomy?
phlebotomy,
What is
it's
that?
like where they draw your blood.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, so it'd be like a tech or something like that in the hospital.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like in a lab or something. But
Okay.
there's always a need for somebody to draw your blood, and I just need something reliable. But like I said, like if this I'm just enjoying where this is taking me right now. I'm not
Mm.
focusing on this as being my job, if you will, because not only that, I don't want my kids to role model me and being like, my mom's successful. Like, I don't know.
I
I
don't
want to
know.
back up.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, that's the only reason why I've never
Yeah.
quit my full-time job. I mean, well, other than the fact, like I said, I don't make money off of
Hmm.
this, um,
Right.
but I took a week and a half off was supposed to work on the house, but I got stuck doing all this stuff. I put in my head, I did what you did. I was sat down and I started a schedule.
Yeah.
I've never had a content schedule in my entire life. I've always tried one, never worked out. I always went, rogue. I'm going to really try. That's my goal for this year is I'm going to really try to stay on schedule.
Same. I feel that so hard. My biggest weakness. Shine can vouch for this. Shine's always with me. Uh, is not sticking to what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, I got dance in 45 minutes. I'm gonna take a nap. It's gonna be 3 hours. Like Shine's like, you're gonna miss your dance. I'm like, I'm tired. But my goal is not gonna reach itself unless I get the fuck up and go to dance. Like, my goals are not gonna come to me. I need to go to them. So
Yeah.
but uh yeah, so like it's just tough. Like you want to do something but sometimes you just don't give a fuck. Like yeah, and that's my issue is like I want to stick to these goals that I have created in my brain. Like I truly am passionate for this. I'm truly passionate for dancing. It truly makes me happy. I always say I feel better when I do it. And naps are my weakness. They really are. I do fall asleep in 3 seconds for sure. Like, it was really funny. I'm so guilty of like falling asleep super fast, especially if I'm in a movie theater. And we have VR movie theaters here, and we just sit. And then there's like, however many of us, and we watch a movie. I'm always the first one out.
Yeah.
Always.
I usually catch
Always.
myself. I'll catch myself here. It's just I'll fall asleep if I'm editing. Wait if I'm listening to a video and trying to hit key points because like a lot of these, I know I talk about this stuff, but I in the last few years I didn't realize you miss a lot when you're doing the talking until You go back and listen to the
Mhm.
entire VOD. Well, I will fall asleep, and my wife will come in and just like
I
throw
do that
something
as
at me.
well.
She'll throw something at me. She won't
I
come in and
fall.
say, "Honey," she'll throw something at me. Wake up. It's like, good
That's
God.
hilarious.
It's like,
I
what is?
just love sleeping, okay? I truly am such a bitch if I don't sleep. I am like such a bitch. And it's the same with hunger. Like if I'm hungry, I know I need to eat because I'm gonna be a bitch. Um,
Yeah.
but like going back to the whole mental health stuff and like, you know, like I really honestly would legitimately not change this for the world. Like I wouldn't have asked my life to go any different. Like even with the whole back surgery and being in bed rest for a year and a half, like I still wouldn't change that because it made me dance. And like I don't know, like you just really don't have time to look back and be like, oh damn, I regret that, that, and that. Like I want my focus to be like, okay, I regret that, but I'm gonna learn from it, or I'm gonna do things differently now. And that's why I did the whole Discord. I stopped the whole Discord and I was like, I don't want, you know, underage kids involved with my weird shit that I do. And I run a really risky Twitter. I don't want them involved in that.
Well,
So it's like
it's good.
I got to make sure I keep all the grounds safe and you know, just I just have to keep pushing forward and like I don't have those mental struggles anymore with like the burnout because I stopped the depression or because I stopped the Discord. And once I stopped the Discord, it alleviated a lot of my burnout. And it's like if you know something's causing you burnout, or if you know something that's causing you depression, try to like shift yourself into something new. And you never know. Like you never know what you could be missing just not doing something. Like I truly don't believe I would be the person I am now because of dancing. Like if I didn't do dance, I wouldn't be here. I truly wouldn't. I don't think I would be having the turnaround that I did if I didn't start dancing.
So dancing was your motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was because
basically,
I couldn't get out of bed.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was
No,
because I could get out
that's
of
what I was gonna
bed
say
now.
because you were bedridden for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually a good point to make. Is it's like, you know, I think a lot of people. I mean, this is just my personal opinion, but I think a lot of people burn out and completely quit streaming because they either lose or didn't have the motivation. I mean, I don't know what it is because I don't know that person personally, so I don't know. I mean, I know that's
Mm-hmm.
my issue is motivation. You know, and the fact that I have, you know, we all have those self-doubt demons in our head that sit there and it's like, oh, you're not good enough, you're
For
never going to
sure.
make it, and blah blah blah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you combat those? I mean, I try. Sometimes it works,
I
sometimes it don't.
I stopped giving a fuck. Like I truly I okay, so back in October when I made this well, okay, like I think it was like June I made the switch. And when I say switch, I'm talking I went from wholesome to risky. And I got a lot of backlash for it. I had a lot of the community members that were involved in my wholesomeness go like, "What the fuck? Like I don't want to be around you." Blah blah blah. They started judging me. And I lost a lot of friends because of it. And I was like, "Okay, you know, it wasn't I was really hurt by it. I was really hurt by the people that I thought cared about me and about who I was, and I was really hurt that they just gave up on me and thought I was some other person or whatever. And once I discovered and went through all of the hate that I was getting, because I was getting a lot of hate for a lot of time. I was getting DMs, it was almost a weekly occurrence, and I was ready to give up. I was ready to stop streaming, and I was ready to just go back to my normal life. And uh if it wasn't for the people that were involved in my streams and showing support and my mods mainly, my main mods, I probably would have given up. But all of that gross, disgusting area of weakness, of not understanding if I'm good enough, because trust me, I went through it. I was like, I hate how people hate me, and some of my bestest friends were like, people don't hate you. You're looking at the one or two people that do have a thing about you, or they're this or they're that. You're focusing on that versus the hundreds that do really like you. And you tend to focus on these negative things when you're in that mindset, like you focus on that one person that doesn't like you or that one person that has something against you versus all the people that are there for you. And I just started caring more about the people that were there for me and showed up, and day by day were calling me or talking to me, and those became my focus. And it was not easy to get through that, but I made it through. And you're always going to have some type of hate when you're becoming successful, and it's going to happen. And you just really have to focus on the people even more that love you, and show that they care. Like, even if it's behind the scenes love, like your wife or your kids or what have you, the people that motivate you to stay on track and not skip dance class or whatever because you don't feel like it. Those are the people that you need to look at and be like, yo, I'm doing something with my life. Like I'm living my life to what I want it to be. So I think that really helps a lot and gets you out of the mind funk that you get in when you're content creating. Because there is that stigmatism of somebody out there doesn't like you.
Yeah.
And that's a hard pill to swallow because I truly don't feel threatening. Like, I feel like I'm a really nice, genuine person, and I would never hurt a fly. Unless that fly had a stinger and it was called a bee. I hate bees. But,
no, it like you nailed it. The fact you become successful, people get jealous. I've seen a lot of that. I mean, I'm not saying I've become successful, but like you said, I've quit giving a fuck, and I just do it day by day. It's you don't like you don't like the content I put out, fine. You have that option of not to watch it. You don't want to come through the stream and say hi. You don't, that's your choice, but you don't have to be, an ass about it when you come in, or an ass about it on social medias and stuff like that.
It's not really like what other people think that bothers me the most. It's more or less the people that I thought cared. That is what gets me. Like the people that were like consistently around me, and then they judge, or they're judging you for who you're becoming or you're transitioning into. We're always like conforming to how we want to be in life. We're not going to ever be the same stagnant person. That would be boring.
Yeah.
So like the fact that they don't accept you of how you act or how you're doing things just sheds a light on the people that actually are there accepting you and like where you should put your energy. And that's what I'm really trying to do more of, is like put this energy into the things that I are not going to like drag me down, but like bring me up, because I want to, do that for other people and remain positive. And at the end of the day, it's content.
Yeah.
And I'm a fictional character. And I'm a furry.
And she's
on the
damn good
internet.
at it too, like I said. Yeah, you ought to, I think the old VOD's on here. If it's not, it's on the YouTube channel. But I did a clip because I was talking to Psycho. That's how I met SillyMomm. I was talking to Psycho, and she won a contest on Twitter to come and talk to him live on the stream. And she went into VR.
I asked my questions in VR. Yeah, I remember that.
And he was like, "What is going on?" Because he'd never
introducing a furry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was it for me. I was hooked. So,
yeah.
But no, like I said, I know with all the struggles, you know, with the main struggle you had with your back issue and stuff like that, and that's where, like I said, that's where we met in the first interview. Was, you know, you were getting ready to go into, you know, go under the knife for that and get it fixed, and I think that you were trying. I mean, I could see the motivation in your, you know, when we talked and stuff like that, and you still had the motivation. But now, I mean, I can see is this like, okay, it's like, watch out, world, here I come.
Oh, I mean, I really love where I am. Like I really do. I am finding so much. I wish I would have found this sooner, but it came into my life at the right time because it came into my life, you know, and like, uh, it's just so much more different than playing a game. Like this is, I don't feel VR and specifically VR chat is a game. It's a social platform.
Yeah.
You know? And
Well,
it
I
has
think,
brought me so many things
yeah, and
other than
I
content
think
and
VR
other
has
than
helped
games.
a lot of people. You know,
Mhm.
especially those. I mean, if I could find something that would fit me, you know, because we talked about this the last time. It's like if I could find something that would fit me, you know, or back then, I've kind of like changed some of my things now, so I don't need VR, but I don't. I mean, I don't know. It'd still be
Mhm.
cool to have an avatar, you know, or is that what you call them, an avatar?
Mhm.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was just making sure I was talking about the right thing.
You got it, dude.
um, but it would still be cool to have an avatar just to throw up, like, you know, like just for fun every once in a while. Um, but no, I think VR has helped a lot of people with, you know, the mentality of not getting behind the camera because you can't be somebody different. I
I
mean,
truly don't think I would have lasted through my back surgery if it wasn't for VR.
yeah,
Like VR was my escape out of my bed.
and then the motivation to get you. It wasn't the fact that you have the credit card bills. It was the fact that the motivation to make more money. But
Mhm.
the motivation. I mean, you have fun. Like I said, if you guys have, I mean, for those who've never been in her chat or in her streams, I mean, she literally has fun in there. I mean, it's a total. There's not a dull moment. I mean, I mean, that goes for a lot of the creators that I, you know, I connect with. It's like because those are the kinds I connect with. I don't like going into. Um, I mean, I'll go into them, but it's just like I can see why a lot of creators don't make it. Is the fact that one, they don't want to put the work in. You know, they realize there's work involved, and that's another stressor. Because I think the internet has got a lot of the internet puts out a lot of fake news about when it comes to content creating. The fact that all you need is a camera, a keyboard, and a PC, and you're ready to go, or a console, and you're ready to go. No.
Yeah, I mean technically
Mm-hmm.
that's all you technically need, but
Yeah.
like if you want to sound good, if you want to connect well, you're going to need more than that, like for sure. But I I mean I started with like I started with an Xbox controller and a headset. Like that's how I started streaming back when Xbox. Hi beans. You guys want some beans? Back when Xbox had Mixer on it and you could broadcast. And I was literally, this is so embarrassing. I was literally playing Fortnite and I was sharing my screen with my friend because we were playing Save the World and I wanted to see if the inventory I had was what he suggested me having. And that's how I started fucking streaming. I didn't even know what was streaming.
Really?
And then I was like, my son came in. He was like 8 at the time, I think. I don't even know how old he was, but he was like, "Hey, mom, you know you're streaming right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm showing my friend my inventory." And they're like, "No, you're streaming on something. You're streaming on Twitch or Mixer." And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I didn't say that, but I was like, "What is that?" And he's like, yeah, it's like, and then he showed me actually, my son is what got me into this.
Really?
My son is what got me into streaming. And then I would connect with my kid when he was at his dad's house because his dad and I don't have a good relationship. Now we do, but like at the time we didn't. And he didn't like me talking to my own kids. So we would use Fortnite to communicate. And I would broadcast to talk to my kids.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah.
But
And
you didn't know that you were actually technically
I didn't know what I
streamer.
was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. And then by that time the kids got older and they wanted to play with me, and I was like, bruh, I can't deal with you, you're too whiny. And I just stopped doing that, and I was like,
so you literally fell into streaming accidentally.
I legitimately did.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think she's
no idea what I was doing.
She is the first streamer that I've actually heard of that fell into it accidentally.
I mean, literally fell into it by accident, and I actually forgot about that story until you just brought up that you only need this and this to start, and I was like, bro, that's exactly what I had. I had an Xbox controller, and an Xbox headset, and that's how I started streaming.
Yeah. Well, that's
yeah, by accident.
But
and
yeah, I guess because that's all they tell you. They just tell you the technical stuff of it. They don't tell you all of the. Because I know when I first started streaming, like I said, I tell this a lot on the shows. Like when I first started streaming, that's what I did. I found Mixer on my Xbox because I was down for a surgery that I went through, and I didn't have nothing to do. Couldn't get up and move around a lot. So my wife went out and bought an Xbox, and that's what I did was play Call of Duty.
Look at you now.
Yeah, I know, right?
You should tell your wife this is all her fault.
Yeah, she did it. She's the one that introduced me.
Pass it on to her.
So the next time I get another piece of equipment or an invoice for another piece of equipment, it's like, it's all your fault.
Yep, all your fault.
But we're gonna go. Raid started. We're gonna go raid True Nazo. We appreciate you, and you guys have a good rest of your. And 2, 1, 0. Peace out.